Religion has always played a large role in the healthcare system. Since as early as 4000 BC, religious communities own, run, or inspire substantial parts of the healthcare systems, especially in low-income areas. These faith-led health systems are beneficial to individuals that cannot afford care or are not in reach to government-led programs. Morals are at the base of many debates regarding religious healthcare, though, as countless religious leaders believe they are the moral compass to health practices. This has led to issues in bioethics, stem cell research, and access to care for certain viruses that may be contracted in unethical ways. For example, religious groups have created stigmas towards individuals with HIV and AIDS because the virus is contracted in what is considered a sinful way. This has caused some groups to silence any talk or information about the disease and refuse to provide commentary beyond a talk of abstinence. Similar to Christian groups, Muslim communities have associated HIV and AIDS with sexual promiscuity, homosexuality, and drug use, creating stigmas that limit information and care for the virus. These stigmas and responses groups have to individuals is an issue because religious leaders typically serve as a moral authority in their communities and affect communication and education that could prevent the spread. However, religious-led healthcare played a very positive role in the largest Ebola epidemic in history. Throughout the 2014 crisis, Christian and Muslim groups provided health, education, and social support services that immensely helped lessen the social and economic impact of the outbreak. The communication between the religious groups and public institutions also helped stop burial rituals that were a main cause of the spread. This is important because religion benefits health by bolstering the individual's feelings of inner resources and interconnectedness. Now, the aid and health benefits derived from religion are needed more than ever. A year after the start of the 2019 novel coronavirus pandemic, the World Health Organization has reported the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases around the globe has reached 137 million, including 3 million deaths. The contagious nature of the virus has forced governments to close schools, places of worship, and countless businesses. This has been a particular challenge for religious individuals of all faiths, as religion generally provides a sense of belonging and a source of hope. Churches, mosques, and temples have all been closed. The Hajj to Mecca has been cancelled, and prayer within a minyan can no longer happen in person. Countless groups today do not acknowledge COVID-19 as a threat. Their denial of the virus has allowed them to continue meeting in person and protest scientific evidence of the virus. In October 2020, the governor of New York placed strict lockdown regulations on communities with increasing cases of the virus. Coincidentally, the areas affected the most by the regulations were Jewish Orthodox communities, forcing them to shut down schools and limit religious gatherings. The religious communities felt targeted, so they began to protest. The protest started as maskless celebrations of the Sukkot holiday in the streets and then escalated to a riot in Borough Park. Out of spite, the demonstrators set a pile of masks on fire and even attacked a local journalist.
Violating the restrictions in a hard-hit place in Louisiana, Tony Spell, pastor of Life Tabernacle Church.
Louisiana went into a statewide stay-at-home quarantine that shut down all non-essential services. Tony Spell, the pastor of Life Tabernacle, refused to comply with the orders and continued to hold in-person services. He believed that God would protect the congregation from harm and sickness.
Welcome to the kitchen of our home on
Despite the
Easter.
handful of religious protesters, countless groups were quickly adapting to the current world climate. In the UK, Sunday morning services are being held on television. 40% of worshippers in the US have replaced in-person church with online services. Muslims in Iran created drive-in religious ceremonies for Ramadan, and Jewish leaders in Israel have adapted balcony minyan, online learning groups, and broadcasting Passover ceremonies. These communities understand the importance of faith during a time of crisis.
Muslims on every continent gather for Eid al-Adha prayers, but with major differences. Facing one direction, Mecca, they pray in unity, but stand separated by coronavirus.
A religious service is meant to bring individuals and community together to engage in worship. And the continuity of such worship creates a supportive fellowship of co-believers. However, religious leaders are emphasizing that the space, rather than place, is all that is necessary for the religious experience. Religious leaders from all over the world are urging followers to move forward and get the vaccine. One of the most prominent reasons individuals will not take a vaccine is religious belief. So priests, imams, and rabbis are weaving scripture and science to urge their followers to get the vaccine to help build widespread immunity. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops expressed that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine should be avoided. They reasoned that the ingredients consisted of cell lines from an aborted fetus in 1985, deeming it as morally compromised. However, Pope Francis responded that the distant connection between the fetus and the shot do not compromise the vaccine. He explained that reducing the severity of the pandemic is important enough to make the shots morally acceptable. In Muslim communities, widespread rumors of the ingredients and intentions of the vaccine have been discouraging Muslims from getting the shot. Imams have been publicly speaking with Muslim doctors to answer questions regarding if the vaccine is halal or not. Through these conversations, Dr. Uzma Sayed stressed that medicine has long been accepted by Islam. Prophet Muhammad himself told Muslims to take medicine as Allah does not create a disease without a cure. Jewish communities, faced with the pork rumor, are also struggling to encourage followers to get the vaccine. Rabbis have been assuring community members that the vaccine is necessary and accepted by the faith. Synagogues have also been hosting interfaith vaccine pop-up sites to act as vaccination clinics for everyone, while normalizing the shot for Jewish communities. As the vaccines are being quickly distributed, the world is hopeful to soon return to in-person meetings. Although some religious communities have exacerbated the spread of the virus, religion has proven to be necessary for countless individuals struggling to stay positive and make sense of the new socially distant world. But the negative implications that are sometimes derived from religion must be better understood to ensure that religion does not hinder health and safety. The correct way to take advantage of religion as a resource of promoting awareness to manage health and epidemics is through working with religious leaders. As the COVID-19 pandemic has shown, religious leaders have the power to influence followers to deny science-based information on a deadly illness, refuse to follow safety measures to reduce the spread, and even protest restrictions in place to protect individual well-being. They have also been able to keep communities strong and positive through virtual connections and small gestures around the holidays. Through taking the time to communicate with these leaders and learn one another's values and goals, the healthcare system will be able to avoid resistance from religious communities and work through stigmas created by miscommunication. Moving forward, this change would help countless people in low-income areas receive thorough healthcare and allow many more to receive faith-derived health benefits.